Homeownership.
Okay, so who has the 100-word summary of the trouble you guys got into in the House of Torment? Come on, you guys did real good when we were off camera.
I always just rely on McDohl to say it.
Well, here we didn't get too far into the House of Torment because we had just left the House of Shadows. We have this, I believe it was a golden sword and a spellstone from this little girl from the other side,
And her dead body.
Yeah, and her dead body. We have that. We have her bones as well. And then we came up here, came up to this like gnarled tree root room that had a mummy inside it. That was exciting.
When you decided to shoot the mummy because reasons.
Oh, and these
You
doors are
can't
like
just leave
60
among
feet
me
tall.
like that.
Listen, that mummy was just chilling. He wasn't bothering nobody.
You ain't bothering anyone right now.
Like,
And yes, this door is like 60 feet tall.
Yeah, it's not actually. I don't know why they drew it that tall. That's retarded. But anyway.
I don't think these are actually supposed to be 5-foot squares. I think this is actually like on the scale. Like this is a normal scale door, and this is only like a 5-foot room or something. Maybe they're like
that's
1 foot
possible,
squares.
but then they shouldn't have drawn the squares like that.
Right.
I don't know. They make sense as 5-foot squares because you got this big old circle here.
I don't know. Like the only thing that makes sense to me is they're like 1 foot squares.
I think it's just stylized. It's just like, well, here's an opening, and so here's the door.
Here's a 80-foot door. Yeah, okay. I mean, it works however Ricker wants to portray it, obviously, but
I am still a big fan of the old, just first edition blue and white stylized abstract grid maps.
Mm.
So yeah, you guys took care of the mummy.
We did, and
It was very scary.
there were no consequences.
There were no consequences whatsoever.
Nope.
that we
Alright.
remember.
Consequence-free dungeoneering. I love it.
There is a 10-foot wide stairwell leading upwards here, and there was another one back in the room where you came from.
Right.
Do we want to go up this way, or do we
There's
want to
also
go up
this
the other?
vertical shaft from this first room that led upward through the ceiling.
Beyond the pit, coming up from the House of Shadow.
Correct. It's like the pit could be contiguous and is just broken in this one place in this room.
Okay.
What are the chances you guys? Do you think that? Well, I can't talk. Never mind.
Why not?
Because Birdie can't talk.
Oh,
Birdie
right.
can't talk.
Birdie literally can't talk.
He drank a cursed silence potion.
Good time was had by all.
I guess start heading up this stairway if no one else has any
Yep,
arguments.
I'll chill with you.
Okay.
We can share the dangers of the road.
And heading up the stairway into this passageway. To the right, it goes off to a dead end carved through the stone. What is our light source right now, if any?
Raazu's carrying a torch. That's what the little orange chit is.
Okay, what's the...
Adrex has the Famor.
Okay. In the flicker of the light, however, whereas some of these passageways are smooth stone, obviously carved through the rock of the mountain. Some of them look like they've been mortared over with bricks to keep like a uniform sectioning to the walls to keep them even. But in the flickering of your light, looking far off in the distance to your right, where this dead end is, the light is playing strange tricks at the ground level in that area, telling you that the ground is not itself level. Off to your left, the passageway turns around to your right, and then in front of you are a set of broad stairs, wider still than the ones you just ascended, leading upwards.
I think we'll go and investigate that weirdness over in this direction.
Sounds
Okay.
good to me.
Windy,
Yeah.
dexterity saving throw.
Oh, no.
You know what? Yeah, dexterity saving throw is fine.
Oh, no. That's a 29.
You have +5 being next to Raazu.
Yeah, don't worry, I took care.
As you guys approach, the last 30 or 40 feet or so from the wall, Raazu and Adrex, you guys notice pretty quickly, because you're carrying light sources, that there are gnarled tree roots coming up out of the floors and the walls. Wendy, you discover this when your foot catches one. You almost trip forward. And the further back you go in this hallway, the tighter and tighter they get, to the point where if you wanted to move further than probably about here, would be difficult terrain, as you're very carefully ducking under and pushing your way through these tree roots to get to the back wall. Adrex, you're not a expert in geography, but you are way too deep in the stone of this mountain for tree roots to reach, have it like planted up on the surface of the plateau. You're still nowhere near that depth.
Brick, can you give me a quick reminder of the tree root situation vis-a-vis that mummy? Because I've seen there are tree roots being involved.
There were tree roots in this room, but they weren't reaching in through the walls. It looked like they had been taken from somewhere, carved, cut out, and carried down here and placed almost decoratively along the back and side walls and part of the floor. And then this mummy was sort of entangled up in the wall in them. Whereas here, these roots are poking out through holes in the solid stone. Whether the roots themselves bore through the stone or the stone was carved to allow the roots to be placed, you can't say.
This
Can I
is
make
an
a
actual
Mason's tools
tree.
check to check?
Can you make a what?
Mason's tools check to check whether they're carved or not? Stone?
Yeah, I'll allow that. What was your question, McDohl?
Yeah, if the tree roots are that deep, then like the tree that owns them must be pretty effing massive.
Make a nature check. Intelligence nature.
That would be a 25. Not the nature, though. Mason.
You find evidence of both. You find places where these hollows in the walls and in the floor were purposely made. You also find evidence of stone that's been cracked and pushed aside as the roots grew. Your conclusion would be that they needed to create a space to place the roots in, but then the roots grew from there to the point where now they're just a part of the stone structure. The roots themselves are mostly petrified.
Okay.
And you're
So
not
just
sure.
look-
14.
A 14?
Yep.
The idea of there being a massive tree above you for the roots to come down this deep doesn't make sense because the roots aren't reaching through soil. They're reaching through stone. There's no
okay.
moisture or organic materials here for the roots to absorb. It's just solid stone.
All right then.
So I'll relate my piece of that, which is... So it seems like they might have been placed here and then grew.
And then grew later. Do we want to try and push further into there, or are we feeling pretty skittish about that?
They could have been put here in order to either protect something or to hide something.
Birdie,
It might be worth investigating it.
Birdie
Yeah.
like makes an X motion and says, and then like in the dust he writes Elbreth. I mean, he writes the word mummy.
Don't worry, Birdie, we killed the mummy. The only mummy there is.
It's like,
But,
See
Birdie, there
anything
might be
further
treasure.
When you come
Birdie
here,
writes, there might be mummies.
you can see parts of the back wall here, but moving beyond this point, the roots are so thick at ground level that it counts as difficult terrain.
Okay.
What's passive perception for Raazu and Birdie?
I've got a 21.
I've got an 11.
Birdie, you catch the glint of something metallic laying down on the floor amidst the roots, just for a moment in the light of Raazu's torch.
Can't do that.
Okay, so this is what Birdie does. He takes out his rope, he ties it around his waist, he hands one in to Raazu, and he makes like a tugging motion, and then he climbs in to go investigate the...
Okay. It's
Raazu
easier for
wraps
you
the
to
rope
maneuver.
around her wrist.
It's easier for you to maneuver in here than it would be for them because you're a small creature. And yeah, about 5 or 6 feet in, you find a bundle on the ground that looks like part of these roots have grabbed it and started pulling it down. And you see this large metal plate bent in the center from the pressure of these roots grabbing hold of it and pulling it down. This plate is kind of rectangular shaped, but it has rounded edges, maybe 5 feet tall by 2.5 or 3 feet wide.
How tall is this chamber?
This is one of the main hallways in the complex. The roof here is probably a good 15 or 20 feet.
So is there enough room for Adrex to spread his wings and just hover above to shine light on this area?
Well, Adrex can't hover at all. You could climb up onto the massive tree roots and get up above Birdie, but you'd have to stoop when you get up to the top.
Okay.
Because you're tall enough that you'd scrape your head along the side.
You could perch, though.
And
perch.
Yeah, you could perch up there. Is that what you're doing?
No.
Okay.
Perching expert.
Just wanted to fly.
So yeah, there's this metal plate that looks like it's been grabbed by these roots and pulled downward to the point where the metal has a noticeable bend in the center of it. And there's something underneath the plate, some kind of cloth, but you can't reach it or get to it because this plate's been pulled down over top of it.
Okay. So it's like the plate is laying horizontal?
Yes, it's laying down along the floor. It looks like at one point the plate... let's see. What kind of knowledge could you make here? Kind of check. You don't have any armor proficiencies, do you? So, yeah, to you it just looks like a metal plate.
Yeah,
and it's difficult
no
to discern
armor.
details because you don't have any light.
Oh. Well, I mean, I would have brought a torch, but even if it is mostly, you said mostly petrified wood, being in the middle of this when it was on fire doesn't sound like fun. So, can I get a crowbar underneath the gaps where it's bent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're able to get a crowbar underneath.
I will try to lift it myself with a little bit of leverage.
There's nowhere to lift it because there's these roots growing over top of it. You can't lift it up off the floor.
Oh, okay.
If you were to have sufficient strength, which Birdie does not have, and correct leverage, which you can't get with all these roots in the way, you might be able to bend the plate upward. But even that would be a tall order.
Well, that means we need to call someone taller in here, I think. And the tallest person in the group is probably can't get in here because he's got wings now. So, can I hack away the roots? Like you said, they're mostly petrified. Like, how tough are they if I hack at them with my short sword?
A short sword wouldn't do the trick. You'd need something with teeth to saw, like making a sawing motion. And a considerable amount of elbow grease, and it would probably damage a non-magical tool doing it. They're petrified in the sense that they're still wood, and they'd be exceptionally difficult to carve through, but they haven't turned to, like, solid stone. You guys just don't have any logging equipment with you.
Oh, okay. I don't have a saw or anything, so I guess I will just walk back out and then describe what I have seen. And I guess we'll figure out what we gotta go next.
So, do you think we could just... Let's see here. So the issue is you can't get leverage on the plate where you are. But you think you could get like a crowbar underneath it?
Yeah, crowbar underneath, just not enough. Birdie only weighs like 35 pounds. And most of that is his backpack.
You're not going to have enough ass behind that to pry it up. I mean, I could maybe get in there and give it a try.
I have a flute. Maybe that'll help.
We could try using something longer than a crowbar also. Maybe Raazu could use her trident. I mean, Raazu, your trident is heck of magical, so it should be able to withstand the force, right?
I don't feel comfortable doing that.
It would be a shame to break the magic trident.
I guess that's the question. Brick, do we have any reason to believe that magical stuff would be more durable?
You don't have any reason to believe either way.
Okay.
Birdie is going to like try sawing. He pulls out the little 1d2 dagger, dragon tooth dagger, and he's going to try to use it to saw through one of the through here to see if it works.
And you can make some headway with this, but even this dagger, this is not a sawing implement. This is a piercing implement. You can definitely make noticeable marks on the roots, but I mean, it would take many hours of toil to saw through enough roots to liberate this metal plate with just this dagger.
Yeah, okay, I'm not for toil.
Adrex rolls his eyes and hands Birdie one of his axes.
Birdie starts to saw with the axe, unsuredly.
And this works even less well as you start making sawing motions with the head of this axe, and it keeps slipping off the root, and you have to realign it. And Adrex, no doubt, Picard.jpegs.
Yeah. Fine. Ugh. Adrex takes his axe back and hackety hack.
And just one of these roots.
Yeah.
And same thing, they're not as soft as a standard tree root would be, and this is not an axe that's meant for this kind of work. You can make headway, but it's going to take a little while, and it's going to leave you exhausted.
So I have an idea. Can all of us get in there? Like you said, it's difficult terrain, but we can get in there.
You could all move in there, yes.
Okay, so could we potentially just all put our elbow grease into it and just concentrate on just maybe do identify a few roots to loosen, and
possible.
then if we all.
There's no way out of this without becoming at least one level of exhaustion, though. This is going to be a lot of work, no matter how you cut it. You guys just do not have the proper implements on you to do this kind of labor.
I think we should maybe leave this for when we're leaving this before we go to take a rest. In that case, there's still other places to explore in this area.
Yeah, let's explore. Worst comes to worst, we can always give it a shot, just burning it down.
Fire is always the solution.
It's a
That's what they
solution.
taught you in Zelda 2,
Is that
right?
you?
If it was Zelda, that shit would already be on fire. That's the difference.
I will admit that if Birdie was holding the torch, he probably would have thrown it into the.
Coming around the corner here, at the end of this hallway, it comes to a dead end where there's a vertical shaft, and you see handholds carved into the stone, forming a kind of ladder leading up the shaft.
Gesture up we go.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Okay.
All right.
So I need to save this map. Who's going up first?
Raazu's leading the way.
Okay. Raazu,
Hey,
you climb for, I don't know, a good 40 or 50 feet. And you come to a ceiling where there's a stone trap door. So you see the frame that this door is built into, and it's closed above you, sealed up.
oh. go ahead and try to push it open.
Okay, you brace your shoulder and your back haunch against the back part of this shaft and push up with it, and it's blocked. There's something up there.
Motion for everybody to go back down behind her and say, looks like it's blocked from down there. We have to come up the other way.
All right.
So
Good to know.
back down and around to here.
Okay, and the broad stairs that you guys saw moments ago do indeed. Look at this friggin' mess of fog of war that I've had to.
It looks complicated.
It looks very difficult.
Coming up, there is another very wide hallway turning off to the right. You see two openings, one here and one here. Not doors, just openings in the stone, each one 10 feet wide.
I'll hang back and gesture for Birdie to come
Oh,
up.
I see. Okay.
Raazu puts a finger to her lips.
That may be a little more visible to me.
Yeah,
So-
Nodal has pinked my wall in the correct way.
Adrex is very large.
He's got those wings.
Gesture to this opening over here.
Thankfully, he's not in charge.
Birdie looks at you very blankly because he does not know what you want him to do.
Go take a look. Scout ahead. She was.
Right, Birdie's sitting there like mumbling silently to himself, like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, sure," and I'll just holler back when I see something.
He ain't no hollaback kobold.
Stepping in, Birdie. The passage ahead of you continues for about 20 feet. There's also an opening in the right-hand wall here. So you can either turn right here, or you can go forward about 20 feet, where it looks like the passage again turns to the right.
Well, always.
Raazu start coming up behind Birdie.
Go this way.
So it goes up about 20 feet.
Yep.
And when that happens, you hear heavy groaning of stone as the wall slides shut behind you.
Oh,
So you guys see Birdie step forward a little bit, and then just as he walks forward and is about to turn the corner, the stone slides shut.
shit.
Adrex will run over to where the stone slid shut and try to slide it back the other way.
And you brace and push, and as much as you can, as much hard as you try, you can't get it to move. You can't even see the grooves in the stone where it moved, and there's no give to it at all. If you hadn't literally just watched this thing closed, you would swear that this stone had not been disturbed in centuries.
Look down. What's down this way? More passageway.
A passageway indeed. Goes forward about 10 feet, then it turns to the left.
Raazu starts moving ahead with a little more urgency.
Okay?
I'm sticking with you, Raazu.
Yeah.
And it eventually leads to a dead end. Birdie,
Uh-huh.
what do you do? This stone just slid shut behind you before you even knew it was happening.
First thing Birdie does is he kicks the wall and he silently curses.
And it
then
hurts your foot.
Then he's going to start skulking.
Start skulking?
Yeah. I'm going to go very low, very slow to the ground.
You have an opening right here, by the way. It
Right.
continues in that direction, or you can move off to the left here.
Well, I'm going to go this way.
Okay?
Yeah.
And it leads to a dead end.
Okay. Well, we're not going to go that way.
Ahead of you here is a four-way intersection.
Okay. We're going to go...
Into the
We're going to go this way.
Okay? you head in and around.
Yep.
And we're going to roll initiative.
Oh, I love initiative.
Do you?
Yeah.
Don't really. Not much I can do about it.
Yeah, everybody go ahead and roll and place your thing.
Place your thing.
Get some D8s ready. Probably more D8s than I actually need.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Does where is it? Oh, okay. So reliable talent works for initiative, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
Don't worry, Ross. You're still taking up the rear behind me. Not that reliable, are you?
Oof.
Got him.
Brutal.
Absolutely destroyed.
So you guys are at the end of this dead end here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't hear anything that's happening on the other side of the wall. Birdie, as you come around this corner, you see two mummies coming around in your direction, bound up with wrappings, and they're actually moving, whereas previous like zombies and other dead things that you fought kind of move in this with this shambling gait. These mummies are moving with purpose. You can tell that they're dead because you have a nose, and you can see the rotting flesh through the parts of the wrappings, but they're also armored with broken, battered armor, piecemeal, put together from different, a lot of different sets. And they're each one holding a pike, like a sentry would. One of them on his arm is holding half of a great wooden shield, which looks like it's been burned and broken, so it barely doesn't offer him much defense. But they both come around this corner, and they see you. And we're going to start with Wendy's turn.
Okay. So as far as I'm aware, nothing's really happening.
Yeah, you guys, the last thing you remember is you saw that wall close behind Birdie, and you went the other direction.
All right, I'm going to continue with my plan then, which was to tell Raazu to tap on the wall over here, and I'm going to go see if I can hear it from the other side. 6, 7, 8. 8. Oop, fuck. Oh, I can still grab myself, though. Nice.
You can still grab yourself. It's just you kind of fumbling around for it.
Okay, is that it for Wendy's turn?
Uh-huh.
Birdie, these two mummies lower their pikes in your direction. You are intruding upon their territory, and they don't like it much.
right. We'll just say I'm in this square, and I am going to wave at the mummies, and then give them the finger guns, and move 1, 2, 3, 4.
And this is a hallway that continues down to another four-way intersection right here.
Cunning action dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And you can go left, right, or forward.
I'm gonna go down this way.
Down this way?
Yeah.
Okay. so-
Always go right. This is Birdie.
Yep. 1, 2.
And as soon as you step in, the wall closes behind you.
See, now this is a DDO dungeon.
This is a dead end?
No, this is an opening, and you can see the mummies just around the corner from you, ahead and to the right.
God.
Oh no.
That's low quality.
Oh no. That's less than optimal.
I mean, the question is, do they see me?
Oh, they definitely know
Sure.
you're there because you're dashing, you're running, and
And
you're
I'm sure they think
cursing,
the
and
stone close.
they heard
What?
the groan of the stone.
Well, he can't be cursing.
That's true.
Well, he
let's
can,
see.
they just can't hear him cursing. Or
Yeah, that's
can
true.
they? It's a magic silence.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. I've got About 15 feet left of movement.
This in front of you is a dead end. You've got
Uh-huh.
mummies off to the right and an opening off to the left.
1, 2, 3.
And Wendy, you hear desperate little footsteps coming in your direction.
Birdie, over here.
Birdie, there's also an opening right there.
I'm out of movement.
Okay.
So I'm gonna action dodge.
Oh, you didn't dash to get that far?
Cunning
Make a
action
bonus
dash.
action. That's right. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna bring us to Adrex.
That is a lot of movement.
No, Adrex, that's me.
I guess I could have ran with my action too. But
Yeah,
whatever.
you should have. Or
Whoops.
could have, rather, not should have.
It's 1,
I'll let you be the judge of should have.
3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm good.
Okay. Come up
I will
behind
not
Wendy.
action surge to dash and dash again.
Raazu, you're up.
Hey. Well, Wendy wanted me to tap on the wall here, so...
Yeah, but I yelled out, Birdie's over here, so don't worry about that if you don't want to waste your turn doing that.
Raazu was really looking forward to tapping.
6
I just don't want to make Raazu do something boring.
That's the end of Razu's turn.
Okay.
Did anybody else enjoy how I ran like basically 90 feet bent in a giant freaking circle and came up on the same group of mummies? Because I enjoyed
I don't
that.
see mummies. They are invisible to me.
Yeah, I don't see the mummies either.
No, there's these little pink eyes right here.
No, we don't
No.
see
Yeah,
them.
we
They're not
can't see him
showing.
at all.
Disconnect and reconnect the tabletop.
You got it.
While you guys are all doing
yes.
that, I'm gonna run to the fridge and get a fizzy drink.
Do it, Rockapella.
Fart Capella.
Nope.
No, they're still not
Still-
there.
Still no.
It's gotta
Maybe,
be something in the fog of war.
maybe...
Yeah, they
Oh,
might need to
he's-
get right clicked or something.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. I think they might be covered by this, to be honest.
He says they're right here next to me, so
Oh, are they? Maybe.
yeah. Let me actually open the stream. Yeah, no, they're right here. Oh, I can. Hold on, I got like a.
Yeah, I
Man.
grabbed it for a second there.
Oh,
Right click, color tint. Let's make them a different color. See if that fixes it.
Toggles.
Well, I know what I can do is I can. Oop, no, I can't. I was gonna give them a name, but they're grayed out. The name and the description, which I've
Yeah.
never seen before.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Like I see this pink one.
Oh, you do? I
I
can't
see
see
nothing
that.
still.
This
I
one
can't
over here.
see anything.
Oh, I can see that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see this one. But I can't see anything on the board.
What we should do, right,
But
is
my
we should.
cursor is definitely changing. Oh, hi.
We could maybe see. Oh yeah, you can totally see. Whoa, it's a ghost.
So he said there's two of them.
Yeah.
Let's just move two of them right there.
Oh,
I'll make them little chits for now. See, this is the solution to this problem. There's one right there. I'm gonna move it. Oh,
I can
suddenly
see it
there's-
now.
I can see it
Now
now.
I can see him.
All right,
That's
so it was right.
interesting.
It was right here. Where was
Drag
the
other
it
other
one
through
one?
the drag it through the fog of war again.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's the one I changed the color of.
Yeah, it's blue. Interesting.
That's
Okay,
weird.
so
maybe.
well, we
It's
have a
gotta-
solution now.
If he's deleting fog of war, it might not delete things inside the fog of war
Yeah.
that have been affected by it.
But you can just kind of like drag it through and fix it.
Yeah.
Okay. We
Come back, Rick. We fixed your problem.
Man, that makes Birdie look like a freaking idiot, though, for stopping there, huh? I didn't realize just how close he had stopped. Just like, this is the spot, I feel. Well, I guess you would have had to disengage. Or take a couple mummy swipes.
I mean, he said they were originally over here, and he moved them out to attack me.
Alright, can we see mummies now?
So if you drag them through the fog of war, they become visible. I'm not sure they're in the same place they were before.
They're both right next to Birdie.
Okay, so
So-
there's one
Yeah,
here.
there's one here and one here.
So what we think happened is when you deleted the fog of war, it didn't make them visible, but when we drug it, we could still interact with them, and we were dragging them around, and it went this fog of war, and it just magically appeared.
Yeah, I think it's just a script that's running on the back end that says, hey, if you exit a fog of war, up here.
So
Alright. Birdie, I need
I'm-
2 wisdom saving throws.
well,
Would you describe Birdie as especially wise?
I mean, if he's as smart of a rogue as I am, he bought the feat that gave him proficiency in wisdom saves.
I did not, but that's a 16
Okay.
and an 8.
One of these mummies is wearing a helmet that's too big for his head, and even though it's partially rusted and broken, you can tell that it sits too far down. You can't see the empty sockets where its eyes were. Nonetheless, when these creatures cast their gaze in your direction, you can feel the dread of their glare burning through you. You can feel your legs start to shake and your knees start to knock. And you remember feeling this way quite a lot every time you stood in the presence of your dragon sire. But you steel yourself, and you manage to shrug off the dreadful glare. And then they both attempt to attack you.
I am dodging.
So you are.
Love it when you dodge.
I have an 8 to hit you,
No,
and I have a 13 to hit you.
no.
They don't swipe at you with these pikes. They don't try to stab at you. If they were going to do that, they could have done that from further away. Instead, each one switches their pike to their other hand and tries to bring down one of these rotting fists down on top of you. And you definitely dodge back and forth out of the way. And that's going to bring us to Vindy.
Alright. I am going to use my bonus action to get the sense of my dagger,
Okay,
and then I'm going to head in and take a swipe at this one on the right.
gotcha.
That's a 19 to hit.
19 will do it.
Alright.
Their AC is officially a butt.
Oh, officially a butt.
Officially
Okay.
a butt.
Oh, 1 second. For 11, magical slashing and 2 magical cold,
Okay.
and a con save, please.
To stun them.
Yes.
14 on the con save.
And he's stunned.
Huh, I would have thought mummies would have been immune to that.
We'll find out, buddy.
They do have a lot of condition immunities, but stun is not one of them.
Huh,
Hooray!
interesting.
You can't paralyze or
And-
poison them.
Then I will turn my attention to the one on the left.
Okay.
That's a 13 to hit.
13 will hit.
Ow! Sure they don't have an AC of Zambo?
Slightly better than Zambo.
Slightly better. For 10 magical slashing and 1 magical cold and a con save.
A 7 on the con save.
And he is stunned as well.
Very good. Then moving or staying put?
I'm going to... I'll take a step back to let my companions into the fight.
Okay. Birdie, you're up.
Okay. Well, since he took a step back, I can no longer sneak
You
attack.
have advantage on the attack.
Oh, right.
You have advantage because they're stunned.
So
But they're
I
also
will-
undead, so they can't be sneak attacked.
That's true.
In 3rd edition.
Okay, so I'm going to stab this gentleman with my dragon tooth dagger.
You don't know that he's a gentleman. You just assumed his gender.
I mean, he is a walking husk of dead flesh, so genderless.
Well, that just says he's a libertarian.
Right.
All right, that's a 19 plus whatever. So if
That'll definitely hit.
yeah, now I got to
When
get
you hit with a 2 on die.
Yeah, no, but Wendy has like plus 47 to each one of the attacks. So, I mean, that's not a fair comparison. Let's see. I think I have another 66. Okay.
47 would be outrageous. It's just a plus 12.
Just a plus 12. Okay. Alright, the white one is the cold damage. So that is evens are 1, odds are evens are
Yeah.
odds are 1, evens are 2 for the cold damage. So so that's 1 cold damage, 1 piercing.
I found it easier to just go highs and lows.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, whatever. That's 21. It's 20 magical piercing and then 1 cold damage.
Okay.
I will probably do it highs and lows next time because that was way too much thinking.
How you're supposed to do it. Again, moving or staying put?
No, I'm definitely getting out of here.
Okay. It's going to bring us to Adrex.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent.
That's good to hear. 1, 2,
Except some bullies are
three.
picking on my mummies.
4.
Yeah, it'll happen.
It's very, very,
You dropped your Faymore.
I did.
these
Okay,
very,
my
very,
family.
very, very flammable mummies.
All right. First attack, please.
Hey.
Is a... Yeah, it is plus 10. Is a 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
That will hit for... No, 36s. No. Sorry, we haven't done this in a while, so I
It's been a
I'm in
minute.
brain fart. Right, it's a d4 and 2 d6s. All right.
Yeah, we missed the previous week, and then last week was Easter.
Mm-hmm.
That is 6 piercing and 8 fire. And I got a second attack. I'm going to do that.
Okay. The fire seems extremely effective. It's a large
I rolled
portion
damage
of
for
this thing's,
some reason.
a large portion of the thing's wraps along its torso and shoulder ignite and burn away, revealing charred flesh beneath.
All right, that is a 22 to hit. All
That'll do it.
right, now we roll these guys. For 8 piercing, 10
damage.
fire.
Okay. And I need a Constitution saving throw from Adrex.
Notable! That's much better. That is a 19.
There's a clattering sound as the thing's helmet and its half a shield and its pike falls clattering to the floor as the mummy itself crumbles to dust almost instantly, and the dust spreads out into the air around you, and you can't help but get some of it in your nostrils and your throat, and you manage to spit and cough on the ground and have this very acrid, overly sweet taste in your mouth, but you manage to resist becoming infected by whatever it is.
Hey guys, I'm out of Indomitable.
Moving
Oh
or
no, he's dominable.
I have one more attack.
Okay,
I'm gonna stab him. The one right next to him.
sure.
Oh, this should have been an advantage
Yeah.
because they're stunned.
It is indeed.
It's all right. Hey, it's a crit.
Okay.
4. Go away. I just want to say before this roll, I took the savage attacker feat too when I leveled up.
Very well.
Oh, lets you re-roll damage dice,
but-
right?
All right, cool. That is 12 piercing and 12, 15, 17 fire.
And I need Adrex to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, here comes Destil.
Oh, he's here.
Ah,
He is very
it's an
dominant.
11.
An 11.
Yeah, because Adrex doesn't learn.
And this time you steel yourself just before you kill the thing, expecting it. But the previous powder and acrid dust that got into your mouth and nose make you emit a mighty sneeze, which afterwards causes you to gasp just as the next mummy dies, and you inhale all of its rotting powder and contract mummy rot.
Oh God.
All right, what's that do for me?
Go ahead and roll 3d6.
Uh, 5.
And reduce your max hit points by 5. You cannot
Sexy.
you cannot regain hit points, and you're going to make that roll every time you complete a long rest while you contract this disease.
Neat.
And yeah, the second mummy has been dusted.
2, 3, 5.
Are we up initiative?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Are we off initiative?
Yes, that was it for the mummy.
Raazu turns the corner, sees Adrex coughing up a storm, and rolls it. That can't be healthy. Whatever you just sucked in there. Here, give me a couple of minutes, and she starts fussing with her poultices and kind of crushing it into a powder.
Adrex is trying to do a weird thing where he's trying not to use his breath weapon, but also trying to use it to discharge whatever's in his throat and not being anywhere successful. So there's just sort of like frost forming on his teeth and mouth, but not really.
Like you're using like some kind of wintergreen toothpaste.
I can't describe it any other way, but Raazu kind of creates like this slurry of cold brew poultice tea. And tells Adrex to drink it. That's 5 points of my lay on hands pull to remove disease.
So the disease is cured. You will regain your maximum hit points next time you take a long rest.
I forgot Raazu could do that.
Thank you, Raazu. That was.
And what did we learn about breathing in the undead?
It's not like I meant to breathe in the undead.
You did it twice.
So, Birdie writes in the dust on the ground and ask him if he.
So you're touching the mummy dust.
No,
Okay.
That would be ridiculous.
I'm way over here.
Where nobody can see what you're writing.
Yeah, never mind then. I'm sad. I missed my ability to sass you folk.
I don't know. I think the rest of us are in a pretty good mood, all things considered.
Birdie is over there, he's incredibly depressed now. He's just sitting on the ground, weeping silently.
I had this great banger I was going to tell everyone. Couldn't do it.
Oh, and Red was here.
And then there's Red. It's Red.
So the passage continues in front of you. There's actually an opening right here, off to the right. And it
Black
continues
pencil
forward.
is kind of. Destil, we haven't heard anything you said yet.
No, it's fine.
Okay, there you are.
It's not fine. We want to hear your beautiful voice.
True, we do.
Yeah, but I don't have anything to say, so.
Raazu sighs, and then I guess so. There's a passageway leading off this way.
Yeah, there's a passage that goes off to the right here. Looks like it goes forward about 10 feet and then branches in both directions.
Buddy
And
system.
as soon as like Raazu crosses that threshold, Adrex just darts up right next door. Whoop, and
Vanishes in
vanishes.
the fog of
apparently.
war.
Get. Where did. What?
And it does indeed continue left and right.
Okay. There we go.
I guess I'll look around this corner first.
Okay. Looking around this corner leads to a dead end.
Dead ass end. Okay. Huh?
Brad, you want to go down this way with me? I feel like Birdie had his designated going on his own.
Sure.
There are sliding doors that are blocking off passageways, which is
And
why we're
one of
Yeah.
them does so as you guys cross in here.
okay.
Rude.
So as Windy and Red poke around this corner, they are separated from the rest of the group.
And plunged into darkness from the look of it.
Well, Windy's blind and Red has dark vision, so that's pretty much
Okay.
okay.
Raazu sighs and just starts darting around this way looking for another passageway to go through.
You will, but let's roll initiative first.
Yeah, let's do that.
So this is when Adrex and Raazu were back looking through this dead end here.
Okay.
Okay, then. We'll move us back there.
Why would I even bother to show up if I'm gonna roll like that?
Destil, don't.
Yeah.
I have a -1 to initiative and I could consistently roll like ass.
If you kill any mummies, don't stand next to them when they die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is an open
Adrex-
door, by the way. This
Adrex-
passage continues about 10 feet and then turns that direction.
I'm back, baby.
Yeah,
I get some
Red and
Altus
Windy.
juice for you.
The groan of the wall closes you off from your companions, and you hear the shuffling of feet ahead of you. And it's going to be Birdie first, way up at 29.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going this way.
Okay, and it opens up. The passage continues forward all the way to this back wall here. And let me make sure that I delete the right part.
That one.
There's also an opening off to your right, and you see two of these mummy creatures. One looks like it. Well, they look like they were both going to move in the direction that the wall just closed. But now that they see you here, they're not sure what they're going to do on their turn.
So 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
And I'm going to hold an action to shoot a mummy. Well, you know what? I'm just going to dodge.
Dodge. Okay. It's going to bring us to Windy.
All right. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to stab a mummy with a dagger. How about?
Okay, which one?
Oop. Sorry. 1 second, let me put this boy back where he belongs. This one.
Okay.
That's a 21 to hit.
That'll
Yeah,
hit.
21 to hit. 4. "12 magical piercing and 2 cold.
Okay.
And I will. Yeah, I'll go for a con save.
5. They're actually not terrible at these. I'm just rolling like crap.
And he is stunned.
He is indeed stunned. You've rung his bell.
All right, and I am going to move over here,
Okay.
and then I'm just going to whip him. Or yeah, I'm gonna whip him.
Okay.
That's a 21 to hit
Will
for another 6 magical slashing. And then martial arts on this guy right here. That might actually miss. 12 to hit.
12 does not. Oh no, 12 hits.
Okay.
Yeah, their AC's butt. It goes. It's like AC 0, then Zambo, then butt,
Yeah.
and then most normal monsters after that.
And that's another 12 magical bludgeoning.
That's just with martial arts.
Martial arts. Now that I know there's a ton of mummies, I'm trying to use my key points a little
Pace
more wisely.
yourself.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. That is a 15.
A 15. As you're attacking it unarmed,
Uh-huh.
your unarmed strike breaks through part of this thing's wrappings and pulls out your talon is coated with a layer of this terrible mummy dust.
Okay.
But you do not contract the disease.
Well, I can't. I'm immune to diseases.
I'm still going to make you roll.
Oh, that's fair.
Moving or staying put?
Staying put.
Okay. He's not stunned.
Yeah, Raazu and Wendy really should take point for this.
Raazu.
Okay.
Not Raazu. Windy.
Yeah.
I guess I get to attack you twice.
That's fair.
You're not dodging, right?
No.
Nat 20?
Yeah, that'll hit.
That'll hit. And then I've got an 18.
18 won't.
Okay. Alright, from the fist. Again, it moves its pike to its other hand, so it can attack you with this fist.
The fist.
21 points of bludgeoning damage,
Ow.
plus... $26 points of necrotic
Ho
from this
ho.
thing's fist.
Don't get hit, guys.
Don't worry, it can't do that much damage all the time. That was just the critical hit.
Don't get hit.
You dodge out of the way of the first fist. The second one catches you in the chest, and you just feel yourself very tired as your body kind of leans forward into the blow, and you like feel the bruise forming on your chest. This one does absolutely nothing because he's still. And yeah, he's reeling back like he's going to do this for another hit as well. That's going to bring us to Adrex.
Kind of
Is
sucks.
that how it actually is in their monster block? Is it just
That's actually under the stun condition.
Yeah.
That's how you talk haltingly.
Four,
They can only groan haltingly.
6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You get the mummies. The zombies just going brain.
I have so much I could do, but I don't want to do any of it, so I'm
Okay.
good.
Makes sense. It's going to bring us to Red.
All right, let's move to here and shoot this one.
Yay!
Is your dog still coming off the high of having a repairman in the house?
Apparently. That'll hit a 27 on armor class.
That is greater than his AC, surprisingly enough.
What?
Oh, 28 is to still have that longbow stringed.
I doubt it.
Get out of here.
No.
For a total of 29 magical piercing damage.
All right, and this thing is bloody as you put an arrow into its back. Like a
Bonus
coward
action,
would do.
give Windy advantage on next attack against it, and that's the end of Red's turn.
Okay, it's going to bring us to Raazu.
Dash gets me to here. Do I want to stand there or do I want to stand? I'll stand there. That's the end of Raazu's turn.
Okay. And that's going to bring us back to Birdie.
Just going to stand bravely behind Raazu, and I'm going to shoot this gentleman right here. Excuse me, this unknown thing.
Unknown
Abomination.
thing.
Right. All right, so that's a 17 plus my hit.
Yep.
Okay, so that's... And just using my regular short bow. So that's 27 plus 6... 33 magical piercing.
33 magical piercing. I need
Yep.
Windy and Raazu to make a Constitution saving throw.
+5 to this, Windy.
Alright. That's a 16.
7.
Ouch.
Raazu 7.
Yep,
Is Raazu immune to disease?
she is.
Raazu, you have a coughing fit as this thing powderizes, collapses to dust. You hear the clatter of its weapons and armor falling to the floor after Birdie shoots it. And you regain your composure relatively quickly, as the disease does not take hold.
Makes sense.
And Birdie, is that it for you, moving or staying put?
I'm staying put.
All right, Windy.
Alright. Let's step in and do some
Unspeakable
some attack
violence.
strikes. Yes.
This one is still
Relatively
stunned.
speaking, violence. That's going to be a 20 to hit for... I don't know why I even bothered doing the math.
There is a chance he could miss.
5 magical piercing and 2 cold.
Okay.
22 or 24 to hit for 5 magical piercing and 2 cold.
You're attacking with your...
Dagger.
with a dagger, okay?
And then flurry of blows. A 27 to hit for not the D4. 7 magical slashing. And then a 21 to hit for another 7 magical slashing.
All right, I need Windy to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
That's a 13 and a 23.
Okay. And again, your talons are just coated in this mummy dust and the gore from this thing's insides. And you've laid into this thing, and it's wobbling as it comes out of its stun. Looks like it's on its very last legs. Moving or staying put?
I'm going to stay put.
Okay. It is the mummy's turn, because Windy failed to kill it like she promised to do. Raazu,
Yo.
please be making a wisdom saving throw. As I drop all my dice.
Makes sense. Like, I drop all my dice all the time, too. 15.
15.
Yep.
You feel the same dread take hold as this mummy glares in your direction as it steps into steps into position, and for a moment, you get this feeling like this thing's just going to absolutely destroy you, consume your soul and your life force. But you manage to shake off the feeling just in time for it to bring down its rotting fists.
Was this an attempt at the frightened condition?
Yes.
I'm immune to that too.
I'm still going to make you roll. I have a 20 to hit Raazu.
That'll hit.
Okay, go ahead and 8 points of bludgeoning damage from the fists,
Sure.
plus 8 points of necrotic damage. As you can feel this horrible bruise forming where this thing slams its fist down into your armor.
Raazu's just the north side of bloodied.
It's going to bring us to Adrex.
That's me.
Burger's just gonna pout in the corner. Why don't they just make paladins immune to fun?
Hey, Raazu, you got more of that tea, right?
Yep.
Excellent. Adrex shuffles on over, holds his breath, and gets to stabbing.
Very good.
No, I'm right here next to it. Don't do that.
Can't.
21 to hit.
Unfortunately, Birdie is unable to speak.
21 does hit.
21 does hit. 4. 7 piercing and 10 fire.
I need Adrex, Raazu, Windy, and Birdie to make a Constitution saving throw.
Every one of those people has +5 to this.
Very good.
I rolled a nat 1, but I'm immune to disease.
So what does that turn into?
It's a 9.
A 9? Okay.
Yeah.
18.
That is a 21 for Adrex.
I got an 11.
On 11.
Yeah.
Okay. Birdie, you feel the disease take hold. Roll 3d6.
Well, that's 13.
Okay. Your maximum hit points is reduced by 13, and you will lose 3d6 off your maximum hit points every time you complete a long rest.
Raazu sighs, grabs Birdie, the collar of Birdie's shirt, pushes him down onto the floor, and then starts mixing up the tea again.